Greetings everybody, thanks for joining me again. We're back on Mars near Euripus Mons. We have discovered disks and triangular objects littering this high-rise photograph called Textured Surface east of Euripus Mons, acquired by the high-rise on the 23rd of July 2011 at a high resolution of 25 centimeters per pixel. And as usual, I'm showing you images cropped from the JP2 black and white map projected file. There's a crop from the low-res JPEG, and we're going to be checking out the anomalies that are found in that area. Located 47.75 degrees south, 112.61 degrees east in this very flat region of Mars. We'll take a look at that towards the end of the video using Google Earth. First anomaly right there in the center, this massive triangular object. Each side is about 6 meters in length. Very similar to some others we found. We'll check those out in a second. So we've got straight edges and equal angles in this little object there. Don't know if it's part of a larger item underneath that's partially covered in sand and dust. Highly irregular for a normal boulder or rock, in my opinion. The other one is right there, a bit smaller. Each side is about 4 meters in length. And yes, there are many other anomalies in these images, which I'll cover in a follow-up video after this one. So do subscribe and hit the notification bell. When I do upload it, you receive your notification. So let's check this one out. As I say, each side is about 4 meters in length. On top of this larger object or structure that's slightly elevated off the Martian surface. Even this little triangular part seems to be slightly elevated on the one side as well. Wonder if this is an opening perhaps. So could this be a little structure on top of a larger piece? And that being the case with all of these, not sure. Check out the similarity of this one over here that I found in part 3, the disks and rings of Pyramus fossae. Very unusual, very similar objects, almost the same size and geometry. And yeah, we're looking at some symmetry in those designs as well. Some smaller ones. This one I found in Mysterious Disk and Triangular Object, found in Hellespontus Montes. Each side is about 2 meters in length. Same with this one. This one was in part 3, the disks and ruins of Pyramus fossae. So if you get a chance, check out those videos. Some fascinating anomalies there. Next one, we've got a little object on top of a larger structure. The little object is about 5 meters in diameter, and it's got a little dome-like feature on the center on top, which measures about 1.5 to 2 meters in diameter. Check that out. Very similar to some others. We'll check those out in a second. We've got that circular sort of disc-like shape, partially eroded and damaged, with that little dome-like feature in the center. And there are some others. This one I found in part 3, the discs and rings of Pyramus fossae. And this one over here, odd geometric objects north of Koblenz. So check out the similarities in design again. We've got larger disc-like pieces with these smaller parts on top. And this one over here is also about 5 meters in diameter, whereas this one is about 3.5 to 4 meters in diameter, and it looks slightly elevated off the surface as well. almost as if it's floating over there. This one over here we can see is partially buried or covered in sand on the left, but rather weird to see that too. Could that be a little craft, or maybe like a radar dome on top of a pillar or mast underneath that we can't see? Could that be a little outpost? Likewise with all of these others. Next one, we've got another disc-like object about 5 meters in diameter, and it's got a smaller part in the center measuring about 2.5 to 3 meters across, slightly elevated on the right, also circular shape. Let's check out some more. Here's a bigger one. This one's about 12 meters in diameter, very bright surface to it, and well-defined rounded piece over here. This one side, nice arc to it, smooth surface, and then on top in the center we've got those smaller parts. There's another one. This one, from the piece that we can see, is about 10 meters in diameter. It's also got a little spherical dome-like feature on it, measuring about 1.5 meters in diameter. Also got this rounded shape to it, slightly elevated on the right. And then that part there in the center, it's even got a little triangular shape to it, maybe like a teardrop or a raindrop, plectrum type of shape. There's another one that's very similar, also about 12 meters in diameter, also very bright, smooth surface. And the small part in its center is about 2 meters in diameter, so slightly elevated to the right. Very similar to the other bright discs that I've featured in previous videos recently. There's another one about 5 meters in diameter, and the smaller sphere or dome on it is about 1 meter to 1.5 meters across. Got a nice rounded side to it, like an elliptical craft almost, with that little dome or sphere right there in the center. Slightly pushed up sand on the left. I wonder if these came in from the east to the west, sort of crashed over there, and that's why these sides are always dug into the sand, with these right hand sides slightly elevated off the surface. So there they are side by side, so that you can compare the designs, geometry and symmetry in those. These two at the bottom look very similar. As I say, that there could be like one of those Kenneth Arnold type of objects that he checked out a couple of decades ago. That there might even be a little structure on top of that rounded larger piece. Seriously, I don't know what we're looking at here. We've found tons of these already, so let's continue. All I'll do is show you the nuts and bolts as I find them, and then hopefully one day when we get boots on the ground we can find out what these things are. So let's go over to Google Earth and check out the topography as well as some of the other anomalies in the area. Right, so there's Google Earth. Switch over to Mars. Right, so let's just turn it slightly, North Pole at the top, and we go down to this region we just analyzed in the southern hemisphere, and it's right there in this very flat terrain near Euripus Mons, and there's some of the anomalies we analyzed. To the west we've got more megalithic ruins and blocks arranged in circular patterns. Check those out. I'll be doing a video very shortly after the follow-up to this, in which we look at these ruins found on Earth, Mars and Bennu asteroid. It looks as if there was an ancient builder race, as the researchers speculate or theorize, that inhabited and moved through our solar system and left these ruins and structures behind. So maybe that's true. We'll have a look. More slabs and blocks. There's another half a circular object, a little triangular object in its center. Alignment of smaller objects there. Check out the triangle and the symmetry in this. Got these smaller parts aligned, one in each corner, and then that one there through the center line. There's another one of these funny objects. This one isn't as clear or as nice as the others, but these look like these scarab carvings out of stone. It's one of the others that doesn't look so pristine. And check out the strange diamond shape carved into the surface there. Yeah, we've got straight edges. There's a right angle. Looks as if this area has been machined or carved out. Some type of surface mining operation. The little dome there in the center. Check out that piece, like a mantelpiece clock in that shape with a little dome right there. These unusual sculpted parts. See what else is near here. Okay, there. Good examples of these blocks and slabs with knobs or protrusions on them and perfect holes drilled into them as well. These holes are about 1 meter to 1.5 meters in diameter. Here we've got some layered parts or stepped parts over there. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, more megalithic blocks, sculpted pieces. There's another disc with a dome-like feature in the center and 2 smaller round parts on either side. Nice symmetry going on there. This looks like some type of container or maybe even a hanger. Check out these straight edges here, right angles. Looks as if this part is open. There's another oval disc-shaped object, a little dome there to the one side. This looks like wreckage or debris. Very metallic looking, like metal sheets or plates. To get that, there's another triangle with that rounded feature in the center. Another one of those Jupiter 2 shaped objects there. Little structure on top of a block. Check out the protrusions or knobs on these. Massive devastation here. Check out these parts. Again, looks like some type of wreckage. Very metallic looking straight edges. Check that out. A block with a hole in it. Check out this strange structure here. A little dome or sphere right there on the top. And then more circular disc-shaped objects, check that out there. That's about 5 meters in diameter, if I can recall. That one there is about 10 to 12. Little cone or obelisk. This looks like an opening perhaps. Looks like a metal plate. The one side visible there, and the rest covered in sand. Looks as if this area has been disturbed for sure. And then there, this object sticking out of the ground with that little hole right there on the one side. So let's check out the topography of this. Just go up to a low elevation just above the surface. And we switch off the sidebar. And this is the area that we analyzed. Textured surface east of Euripus Mons. Couple of hills in the to the north there. Let's check out what's going on in the east. Very flat plain, as well as to the south. Pretty featureless terrain. So that's it for this video. Look out for the follow-up where I check out all the other anomalies. There's a ton of artifacts that I haven't covered in this one. And I'll be back with those soon. Keep well until then. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Ciao for now.